Is back with another lesson for week 3 of distance learning. What I want to do today is just talk about what we've been doing already in these past 3 weeks, starting in early March, and then talk about the new performance expectation that you're expected to uncover through a lesson that I've created, and all of it can be found into this document here. Okay, so just to recap what we've been learning in the last couple weeks is this standard here. Develop a model to describe how the cycling of Earth's materials and the flow of energy that drives this process. So we've done some Nearpod lessons and you did a Google Doc to kind of show this. We haven't done much modeling other than drawing pictures inside in Nearpod, but you will be expected on the assessment and then in the practice assessment to develop a model, take a picture of it, and then I will grade it based on the rubric that I give you. Okay, so some of the key points to ESS 2.1 is the rock cycle, and the rock cycle happens because of the geoprocesses. And the first Nearpod, I think, kind of outlined that way back on March 6th and 7th. One geoprocess that we haven't really talked about is crystallization, which is super important to form igneous rock. So please click on this to check that out. There's also an experiment that you could do with a few household materials, and you could check out the experiment to show how crystallization happens. The second key point to that is that energy from the Earth's core and the energy from the sun allow the Earth's materials to cycle. Okay, because you need energy to have the rock cycle to happen. So here's a quick presentation you can go through. It's got some GIFs and things like that to show you how Earth's materials happen because of these two types of energies. Okay. Our new standard here, Performance Expectation 2.2, is constructing an explanation based on evidence for how geoprocesses have changed the Earth's surface at different times and different sizes. So for this, I've created a Google Doc, and you guys will fill out this Google Doc, and these are the learning objectives. To understand how the Earth's dramatic processes, such as tsunami, volcanoes, and landslides, how they shape the Earth's surface. And 2, you'll give feedback to one member of your group. For example, 3A, someone in 3A would reach out to another person in 3A, and they can give feedback on this document. There's a spot for someone to give you feedback. All you have to do is make a copy of this and then share it with them. You don't have to share it with me, share it with them. And then when I conference call with each group, we will pull up each other's document and kind of go through it to see, how we're doing. Phenomenon we're going to look at is a landslide. You're going to watch a video in class, and then you're going to answer this question. When a landslide happens, the rock, soil, trees, and debris move, causing destruction. Construct an explanation, remember this is the practice, okay, on how landslides affect the materials, including land formations, rocks, and minerals on the surface of the Earth. Now, how we've catered this to different students in the class is you could give a level 2 response, a level 3 response, or if you want to go for 100%, a level 4 response. And I've done an example for you. So in a level 2 response, the only thing that you have to answer is explain how the phenomenon happens and how long it takes for the phenomenon to happen. That's all you need. In a level 3, you explain how the phenomenon happens, how long it takes the phenomenon to happen, plus how this will shape the Earth's surface. That is a level 3. A level 4 is include your level 3 answer, but explain how this will affect the flow of energy in an ecosystem or biome. Okay? So we're going to watch the video now, and then I'm going to show you 3 different answers. And we'll go through those answers in this video.
1996. A mountain begins to move, and for a contractor and his son, there's only one option: get out of the way fast. Go, go, go! Go! Go, faster! Faster! Go, go, go! The car! Oh my God! They had just gone head to head with one of nature's most powerful and destructive forces, a landslide. The surface of our planet is constantly reshaping itself, and landslides are a major reason. They strike wherever the soil is loosened by rain or tugged by gravity. It can be a rockfall or a raging river of mud. But wherever the ground fails, it can result in massive destruction. On average, landslides kill more than 8,000 people every year around the world. They can crash down without warning and travel for several miles. In the U.S., landslides occur in all 50 states, but some places are more dangerous than others. Landslides usually follow other natural disasters like volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, wildfires, storms, and floods. Steep slopes are obvious places for landslides, as are areas that have been hit by landslides before. But they also frequently occur where people have radically altered the landscape. Hills stripped of vegetation, slopes modified for roads and buildings. And as our cities and towns expand further, landslides become more frequent and more destructive. In 1998, disaster struck the Southern California suburb of Laguna Niguel. Few realized that the man-made hill beneath them could fail. The ground, eroded by heavy rains, began to give way, and the houses came crashing down. 7 were seriously damaged, and 5 of them tumbled down the cliff face. Though the ground cracked and the earth plummeted, no one was injured. The residents of Laguna Niguel were lucky. They still had their town. The following year in Venezuela, torrential rains triggered widespread landslides across a 25-mile-wide strip of coastline in the state of Vargas. Communities were buried under waves of mud and debris. It's estimated that 30,000 people were killed, around 10% of the area's population. Accurate death tolls were difficult to establish because so many people vanished under the mud or were swept out to sea. Though the catastrophe was on a massive scale, it is by no means unique. Such disasters have happened before and will happen again. As long as the earth continues to move, people will live with the threat of landslides.
Okay, so that was a little bit of a introduction to landslides and how it can affect populations. But what we're really looking for in a level 3 is how will landslides affect the Earth's surface? So let's go through our sample answers. If you were to answer this question, when a landslide happens, the rock, soil, debris move, causing destruction. Construct an explanation of how landslide affect the minerals, including land formations, rocks, and materials on the Earth's surface. So in a level 2 answer, you're only mentioning how the phenomenon happens and how long it takes to happen. So let's read. Landslides form when fast-moving water from rain, coupled with the force of gravity, gather loose sediments like rock, soil, trees, and all other debris. The muddy waters can lead to massive destruction of property, and the process can happen in just minutes. So that would be an example of a level 2 answer. A level 3 answer, I've simply taken what I've said for level 2, put it into level 3,
And then this underlined part here, I've added how this will shape the Earth's surface. Landslides shape the Earth's surface by quickly eroding mountainsides or creating bare forests with soil, trees, rocks, and minerals being moved kilometers in a matter of minutes. Okay? Level 4, I've taken my level 3 answer, embedded it in level 4, and then this highlighted part is how it'll affect the flow of energy in an ecosystem. When landslides strike an area, this usually negatively affects the flow of energy in an ecosystem, as some organisms will get caught up in the landslide and die. Their habitats get destroyed, causing organisms to leave, or the organism's food will leave or will die. Either way, little to no energy is being supplied for the food chain to sustain itself. So, remember, in MS ESS 2.2, we're constructing an explanation on geoscience processes, landslides. This is the example. You can do a level 2, a level 3, or a level 4 answer. It's really up to you in your comfort zone. You guys will do tsunamis on your own. Here is the question. Here is what we want you to answer for a level 2, level 3, or a level 4. You decide. Most people are doing a level 3 and then trying to do a level 4, but you could do a level 2 or a level 3 or both of those if you want. This section says once you write in your answer, you must get somebody in your group to give you feedback. Okay? The feedback, you put the student's name here, and then if they do it a level 2 answer, the feedback should go here in the level 2 box. I noticed that in your answer. Okay? If they did a level 3, put the feedback here. A level 4, put the feedback here. Please write the feedback out. Do not tell them the feedback. We want to see that you got written feedback. The final one is volcanoes. Watch the video on volcanoes. Here's the question. Level 2, level 3, level 4 answer. And then put your answer here. Please get feedback from the same or someone different on your volcano answer. If you want, you can do meteors. It's optional and its time permits, but this is another geological process that affects the Earth's surface. Here's the video, and then you can go on to do that if you'd like. Okay?